Felt just truly honored to be in this circle of women. Have felt being so supported and truly like loved, and kept trying to be like, oh no, you know, and discounting the affection or discounting the connections that were there, and even that our culture kind of teaches us that I can hug you but not hug you too long, not soak you in too much. Being around the wisdom and then the heart and wanting to connect.
In talking about alchemy, and I'll certainly make sure people know about alchemy. Conversations we've had about reclaiming power, women's power, useful anywhere to anybody. The power of being in circle wherever you are. You can be in a tiny, tiny little community in the middle of nowhere, or you can be in an urban center, or you can be it can be a small circle or a big circle. But I think it's really important to know that it's always better to do it in community.
That was part of the intention that I had in being here, was to be surrounded by all of this wisdom and gentleness and this tremendous container of support and brilliance, to rest in that during a time of discernment for myself. So it's been really amazing, and also it's been clarifying for me. So thank you for that. I've been watching the ways that the women have shared their own power and their own perspectives with each other. And I've been watching the way women communicate their sense of confidence in themselves. And that's been powerful for me, to just watch Yolanda, her presence, and I can't even put logical words onto what her presence has meant. On a very deep level, she's come beside me and expressed words of affirmation. The next decisions that I make will be the right ones. Other women have also come forward and verbalized certain skills or capacities or areas of expertise that they feel that I have. It's been very affirming, out just willingly of their own volition. What I've noticed, especially last night when we had our circle, so everyone struggles and everyone just soaks it in like it's such a precious thing. And seeing that exchange gives me a sense that through this process I'm not alone. We tend to feel like we are alone, especially if we fall outside of the cultural norm of not being married or having children. It's my hope that this conference was just the beginning of a movement of women of all ages who are coming together to explore and embrace for themselves what it means to be a spiritual leader. Yesterday, Courtney and I were having a conversation about how women have a hard time owning their own expertise, their own power, because we don't speak it to each other and we don't verbalize it. We don't claim it because I think we're afraid. I'd like to see more young women be trained in learning how to talk about what it is they bring to the world in a way that's confident and powerful. And I think that's a very real need.
It's been a wonderful coming together of women across different faith groups who are really committed to being about a vision of a transformed world that draws on women's experience, draws on women's experience of the divine, that pays attention to the issues of injustice that women experience, but also pays attention to the leadership and the gifts that women bring. And how can we together use all of that for the sake, again, of a world that is whole and in the care of creation and the care of each other. a world where compassion and justice are expressed in our relationships. And we've had some really hard conversations, but that's important too, because it means we've been able to really listen to each other and be honest with each other and recognize that we have work to do among us as well as work to do in terms of women's relationship to the world. Ways that we probably don't even recognize yet. Mm-hmm. But I think we're on the road to building relationships that will be transformative in the continuing living out of what started here.